I'm Carla with Race to Walk. Thanks for joining me, and today I am going to be telling you the 3 things you need to know before you read The Hunchback of Notre Dame. But before we get started, a little bit about this channel. Here we share good thoughts about good words, and on Fridays I host a live Bible study on Instagram at Race to Walk, and then I publish 2 videos a week. I publish a video about books, and then I also publish that Bible study with some study aids. So if you are interested in any of those things, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow along so you can get updates about new videos. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and also Facebook at Race to Walk, so I can share some things there as well. So anyway, back at the beginning of the year, I did a reading vlog of The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and it was, I'll link to that, so if you're interested, you can watch it. Now, one of the things that I've noticed as, I've had discussions with other people since then, and also since I've been watching other videos, there's a lot of discussion about it, and people have different opinions. So I want to share like 3 things before you start reading it, and that may help you enjoy it and appreciate it a little more. The first thing that you need to know is that the book is not the movie. Okay, it's not the movie. So if you have seen the Disney movie or one of the other movies and you go into it expecting that story, this is not it. This is not it. They take elements from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, the book, and it's sort of similar, but it's really a different story than the movie. The second thing that you need to know is that the romance is not the main focus of the book. Now, the book actually is a lot about love, but if you're coming to it expecting a romantic novel about, 2 people that get together, you're probably going to be disappointed on that reason too. It does talk a lot about love, and it talks about the different types of love. And so I think the book as a whole is a really, it's a good thing to read to get a better understanding about that, and to reflect about, how we view things and the things that we love, how that shapes us. It's not a romance novel at all. One book that you might want to read as you're reading along with this, or before you read this, is read The 4 Loves by C.S. Lewis, and he talks about the 4 different types of love. And so I think that would be interesting to read that, and then to read this book, and so you can identify the different types of love that are being illustrated in Victor Hugo's novel. The third thing you need to know is that Hugo was speaking to his culture. So the purpose of the book, generally, like on a surface level, was to encourage the restoration of the cathedral at Notre Dame. That's not the only purpose of the book. He's also making a commentary on society as a whole. So one other thing I've noticed is that people, they go for the story, for the happenings, but they don't like the part that is talking about architecture, or the parts where, it's talking about, philosophy. I think that that's really unfortunate, because that really gives you kind of the meat of the book and really tells you what Hugo is saying in it. Another helpful thing might be to read his little essay at the end of the book before you read it as a whole, and when he's speaking to students of architecture and their impact on society. So if you read that first and then read the novel, that may kind of prep your mind a little bit more, but just keep in mind that all of the parts tie together. And what he's saying in the parts about the architecture is actually some of the same things he's saying about in the story as well, about the people. And so keep that in mind as you're reading it. And so if you're reading this book and you want some study aids as you're reading through, I do have my reading vlog that I recorded as I was going. So Christy Lewis at Dostoevsky in Space actually did a read-through of this book, and she did several recap videos, and they had a lot of really great discussion. So I'm going to make a playlist of some of those resources. So I hope this video has been helpful, and that it maybe sets a different framework for when you go into reading the book. But if you've read the book, let me know. What are your thoughts on it? We had a lot of, on my reading blog, we have a lot of really great insights and some resources that people link to on that. So you might want to check out the comments section on the reading blog too. But anyway, what are your thoughts on that? Have you read it? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? But thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.